Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in the world. Welcome to the Monday Mozilla Project update. It is May 13th, and we're going to get started today, as we do most days, with Friends of Mozilla. Starting out, I want to relay a friend nomination coming from some in the Sumo community. That is to all contributors in the Sumo knowledge base, L10N, social support, and support forum teams for their truly awesome nonstop efforts over a very busy weekend. This is last weekend, not the weekend that just passed. With our add-on troubles. All over the world, the Sumo contributors put their lives on hold to work as a team to support users under very challenging circumstances. If Mozilla should exist for 1,000,000 years, their heroic efforts shall not be forgotten. Let's give a big round of applause to our Sumo support team. It really was a heroic effort. I watched it unfold over the weekend, and they have my personal thanks. It's nice to share that publicly. Next up, we have a thanks to the Mozilla tech speakers. The tech speaker team would like to extend a heartfelt thank you to the following tech speakers who spoke at various locations around the world this last week. Anhana, Daniele, Dewanshi, Eva, Felipe, Michael, Shrustika, Tara, and Trishul. Thank you all for helping to spread the good word about Mozilla and the open web. Let's hear it for our tech speakers. Going to reload to see if anyone else came on to the Friends of Mozilla. Yes, they did. The add-ons team would like to co-sign this thank you and also thank our members of the community who were directly involved in writing and reviewing patches or helped direct inbound traffic to relevant and up-to-date information for the add-ons incident that happened the weekend before this one. Thank you all. We have some events coming up. This week, Monday and Tuesday, we have Beyond Tellerrand, Day 1 and 2 in Dusseldorf, Germany. There's a Mozilla evening session on May 13th for VR and AR in the browser and how Mozilla is pushing the boundaries of reality. On Tuesday, May 14th, Tontek Celik will be speaking on Take Back Your Web. On Wednesday, we have the Homebrew Website Club, local times listed in Berlin. I'm not even going to attempt to pronounce some of these, sorry. A couple in Germany, a couple in England, and a virtual America's West incident. There will be a link. There is a link in the wiki where you can get details on the Homebrew Website Club and you can RSVP. Also on Wednesday, all day in Dusseldorf, Germany, we have Accessibility Club happening. Thursday, May 16th, is Global Accessibility Awareness Day. This happens the third Thursday in May each year. This is our 8th, I believe, annual event. The purpose of Global Accessibility Awareness Day is to get the design, development, usability, and related communities talking, thinking, and learning about digital access and inclusion and people with different disabilities. On Thursday, Mozillians around the world are invited to participate in a set of activities to learn more about accessibility, to improve the accessibility of our products and services, and to start conversations about accessibility with their colleagues. I'll be sending out an email to employees and posting a wiki page that is linked here in the agenda that will give you some opportunities to participate in Global Accessibility Awareness Day on Thursday. Also on Thursday, we have the add-on show and tell, where you can show off whatever cool and awesome add-on projects you've been working on. That's 7:30 a.m. And there's an agenda and sign up in the this wiki page. Saturday and Sunday, we have Indie Web Camp in Utrecht, the first ever at Utrecht at the official Shopagina, sorry. It's a 2-day maker event for creating and or improving your personal websites, using it instead of social media, and exploring the edges of decentralized web interaction and development. Again, that's Saturday and Sunday, May 18th and 19th. We don't have any listed for events listed for coming next week, but we do have some later events and tickets available. As always, you can find a complete list of DevRel complimentary tickets in this agenda. You can also find out some of the Mozilla-sponsored developer events that are coming up later in the year. These are events you may need time to schedule travel or things like that, so we list them all out for the following year here. And with that, we are going to move on to our speakers section. We have several great speakers coming to you from across the Mozilla Project. The first update comes to us from Katie and Nick of the Pocket team. Katie and Nick?
Yeah, let's get our share going here. Can we do it?
Hello, can you hear us? All right.
Yes.
Cool.
I'm Katie. This is Nick. We work at Pocket, and we're here to update you on what's going on at Pocket. So perhaps you've heard, and in case you haven't, Pocket's mission is to empower people across the web to consume stories that are worthy of their time and attention. Today, what this means is saving and reading. It's a home where users can capture the things that fascinate them so they can become the things that power them. And as we evolve and in the future, Pocket also becomes about content discovery, shining a light on the exceptional content from across the web that fuels people's minds. And we see that a lot in the new tab. Today, we want to update you on some things going on with Pocket Premium. In the big picture, we're continuing to explore how we can position and promote our current product while making ongoing improvements to bring the user experience of Pocket Premium to parity across all of our various platforms. And we're working hard to get users to upgrade to Premium in support of an OKR around revenue resilience. So we are continuing to refine how we position and promote our current product. We're also proud to announce that we have released new premium fonts to iOS and Android. There's a little image here. Here you can see the UI where you can select your new font, or you can change the spacing and the margins. So if you've ever wanted to use Volcorn, you can now. And coming next, Pocket on the web. We've done a ground-up rewrite that is a long time in the making. If you're a fan of highlighting, you will now be able to highlight on the web as well. And the improved reader experience that you see in the app will be flowed out to the web experience as well. And we are also in the midst of designing a new premium landing page and modernizing our back-end payment with Stripe and the App Store for an improved premium checkout flow and payment abilities. And then I'm going to hand it over to Nick.
Yeah, to talk about new tab. So hopefully most of you are familiar with the new tab in Firefox. We have a goal this year to really help users to discover more great content from Pocket on new tab, with our first milestone really being in Q3, which equates to essentially Firefox 68. So that's our target right now. So there have been a lot of things that have happened since we last updated you all, but here are a few like banner items that happened. So we launched this kind of new version of new tab behind a pref in Firefox 66. That version of new tab lets us do a lot of interesting and cool testing in terms of how new tab is laid out, what content shows up there, etc. Not only will that let us do this really cool testing that we're doing now, but it'll let us do have like a much more responsive sort of content setup going forward. So using that new system, we launched this kind of mega layout study in Firefox 66 to the US, where we tested 17 different layouts. Here's maybe what you're familiar with on new tab right now. You have the 3 cards from Pocket, so we definitely tested something like this. All of the layouts that we tested had the search box and top sites on there, but we also tested some new things. So like, for example, this one has more of like a hero story with some smaller stories next to it. So what we've seen from this one, for example, so far is that people really like this and they engage with this more and they notice that big story. So we've seen a nice lift in engagement from this layout. We also tested layouts that had more cards up on top. And the way we were thinking about these is there's really like the top of the page that people see, you might say above the fold, although the fold moves depending on your browser window size, and those things that are below the fold. So these were some of the above the fold options. We also tested like as you scroll down or below the fold, different topics. So this was like rows of topics. You see tech and entertainment here. We also tested some new sponsored content positions. We had about 6 topics that we tested overall, kind of based on what people had clicked on new tab in the past. This one was columns of topics, so we could kind of see like, oh, what happens if people scroll down and sort of notice like business or science, like does that engage them more? The thing that we have found most of all that's kind of funny and interesting is that the balance of engagement that we've seen so far in terms of our organic stories as well as sponsored content is still these 3 cards. What we'll be doing is we're about to launch a confirmation study where we'll be testing a smaller number of layouts, so there'll be 2 of them to a little larger population of people. They'll have the 3 cards on top, but one of them will have the topics below and one will be a continuation of the cards. We're seeing this as like a conservative kind of next step for Firefox 68 since that's our target. We'll continue to do a lot of testing like this to really find that sweet spot of like what people really like and engages them, as well as what works well for our sponsored content. So we're wrapping up 68 right now. That means a lot of polish, making sure our prefs really work. You can still turn sponsored content off or on. So we're working on that, also making sure the performance is really good. And then we're also improving our sponsored content back end to support some of these new layouts. That'll be coming in the 69 timeframe. So that's it for new tab. If you have any questions on this or anything that Katie talked about, you can always find us in the Pocket Questions Slack channel. Our team hangs out there and is always quick to answer questions, whether it's about the content, whether it's about the features, whether you're having a problem with your account, whatever it is, we're always happy to talk to you. So that's it for us. Thank you.
Thank you, Katie and Nick. Next up, we have Andrew with the Weekly Minute.
It's time for the Weekly Minute Update, where we tell you all the things. It's time for the Weekly Minute Update, where we tell you all the things IT is doing to empower Mozillians in their mission to keep the web a global public resource, open and accessible to all. Last week, we talked with you about the rollout of Zoom, our new video conferencing software. The numbers are in, and I think we can consider the first week of the move to be a complete success. Over 80% of staff have registered for a Zoom account, generating over 2,000 meetings in just 1 week. The overall satisfaction scores for those meetings are reported to be 97% satisfied. If you've not yet made the transition to Zoom, check out the Mana page here, and remember to get those meetings moved to Zoom before May 31st, 2019, when we sunset video. As always, questions go to #AVOps on Slack. That's the minute, and I'll see you next week.
Thank you, Andrew. Next up is me, Asa Dostler, with your weekly Firefox update. Firefox 66.0.5 is our latest stable release. The 0.5 release happened last Tuesday to provide further improvements to re-enable web extensions for those subset of users who had a master password set. We got out an update over the weekend, and there was an exception to that update. If you had a master password set, your add-ons were still disabled, and we've since rolled out a fix for that. Firefox 67 is in the beta channel, and it goes to the stable release on May 21st. At last week's meeting, I told you that it was going out on the 14th, which would be tomorrow. It's actually slipped 1 week from that, so it's a week from tomorrow. Firefox 68 is in the nightly channel, and that ships to our stable release on July 9th. Over the last week, there have been about 560 bugs resolved as fixed in nightly, including these notable changes. E10S, short for electrolysis, can no longer be disabled by a user pref. This is our multi-process model that shipped in Firefox 57 with Quantum. There's still a build time config for disabling should a developer need to manually test something outside of E10S, but the end user pref is going away in Firefox 68. Web render has been enabled for Intel laptops with screen resolutions below 1900 by 1200. So for low-res screens, funny we're calling that low-res these days, for low-res screens, more users will be getting web render and the performance and smoothness wins that come with that. Gecko now supports CSS WebKit line clamp for multi-line text ellipses. This is something that a lot of web developers have been after. Some of our own Firefox developers have been after this. I saw that the Pocket team working on new tab had picked that up right away and started making some of the Pocket excerpts use multi-line ellipses. Web Authent tokens are now supported in Android Firefox. This is behind a pref today, but tomorrow it opens up to everyone. So if you're on Android and you want to use web authentication, that's available in tomorrow's build, today's build behind a preference that's listed in the wiki page. DevTools now shows an indicator on properties with inactive CSS. So if you've got some inactive CSS in your code, there'll be a little notice in the developer tools panel there that tells you it's inactive and why. This is a feature a lot of people have been really excited about. And last but not least, the add-ons discovery pane in Firefox. That's when you go to the add-ons manager and click Discover. now shows user ratings and user counts. It didn't before, and as we move more of add-ons discovery in product and off of AMO, we're seeking parity with the AMO experience. So getting ratings and user counts into our add-ons manager discovery pane is a nice win. And that's it for the weekly Firefox update. Next up, we have Philip Lamb coming to us from New Zealand with the emerging technologies headlines. Philip?
Thank you, everyone. I'm pleased to be able to bring you this week's Emerging Technologies headlines live from Christchurch, New Zealand. Beginning with a topic close to my heart, Firefox Reality version 1.2 is out this week. This is our browser for the 2D and 3D immersive web on standalone virtual reality headsets, and now features support for the just announced next generation devices from Oculus and HTC, as well as major new support for text entry in Chinese and several European scripts, and our first embedded web extension for improved YouTube 360-degree video support. Look out for the Mozilla Web Things team at the Bay Area Maker Faire on May 17th to 19th, as we'll have a booth and we'll be showing off our latest Gateway release along with a variety of clever ways that folks have used the Web Things framework to build smart, connected web things. Or you can follow along on Twitter at Mozilla IoT. And this one's a big one, Views Source 2019. Save the date and make your plans to join us for our 5th View Source conference in Amsterdam from September 30th to October 1st. This year, we're expanding View Source to bring you a deeper dive into how browser vendors and others create and support web standards, as well as best practices for implementing standards for the web. At View Source, we'll feature visionary speakers, discussion areas, and Q&A with engineers from Mozilla, Google, Microsoft, and others, and provide opportunities to connect with and learn from like-minded people in a collaborative, inclusive environment. And that's the ET headlines for this week.
Thank you for that update. I think we may have one more update. I'm going to reload the agenda to see if it's come on. I don't see it. Nicole, did you have an update?
Sorry, I'm just being introduced today.
Oh, sorry. That's all right.
I was making sure I'm in
We'll
the right
move on to
place.
introductions. That's it for the project updates this week. We're going to move on to introductions. The first introduction is coming to us from Toronto, and Mike Taylor will be introducing someone.
Yeah, hello. I'm here to introduce Ksenia Berezina, who's joining us as a web compatibility engineer, and welcome.
Hi guys, I'm excited to join the team, and I'm looking forward to meeting with you all.
Next up, we have an update coming to you from here in Mountain View. Miriam Avery to introduce someone.
Hello, hello. Miriam Avery from ET, and I'm delighted to introduce Nicole Shadowin, who's joining us as a technical research analyst on the Foresight and Exploration team. She comes to us with a background in cybersecurity and is really passionate about applying our privacy and security principles to the whole breadth of emerging technologies that we're asking questions about in ET. So everyone, please give a welcome to Nicole.
Welcome, Nicole. Next up, we have a bevy of introductions coming to us from the Toronto Commons with our new intern cohort. A little chaos, but it looks like it's getting ready to start here. I think we have a couple more than just two. Yeah, let's all get up in front of the camera so we can see your faces.
Hi, everybody. Abdullah, Manny can join me. Hi, I'd like to introduce Abdullah Lee, who will be working with Neil Deacon on the Firefox front-end team to help port parts of the browser to be supporting Fission, the Fission project, to have iframes work out of process. I'd also like to introduce Manny Chang, who will be working with me on the Firefox front-end performance team, who will be working on making Firefox desktop startup much, much faster.
Welcome.
Hi there. I'm John Buckley, or JBuck, from CloudOps, and I'd like to introduce Aaron Emanuel. He'll be working with us on IPRepD, our malicious traffic management solution. He's going to be making it better and easier for us to block bad actors from ruining our lives and paging us late at night, and also working on improving Bouncer because it's using code that I think had its 7th birthday a few days from now.
Welcome.
Hello everyone, my name is Stefan Arends. I'm very happy to introduce Tiger Oaks today. He is going to be an intern on the Android components team, working on foundational technologies for all our Android products. Please give him a warm welcome.
Awesome.
Hi, everybody. I'm Kate Hudson on the activities train team. I'm introducing Emily McMinn today, who will be working with us to do some in-product communications infrastructure and UI this year.
Hi, I'm Marcus from the performance team. I have 2 interns this season. This is Christina, this is Chris. They are both going to be working on Firefox performance and performance measurement and tooling. That's it.
Welcome.
Hi everyone, my name is Vesta Zare. I'm here to introduce Rusheng Desai. He's our new mobile product intern, and he will be helping me with Phoenix this summer.
Hi everyone, I'm speaking on behalf of Yura Zanevich, who couldn't be here at the moment. I'd like to introduce you to Aliha Islam, who is going to be helping us work on the accessibility features of our developer tools, so that developing for the web should be open and accessible to everyone. Thank you.
Welcome, Maliha.
Hello, I don't know where my manager is at the moment, so I'll introduce myself. I'm on the Firefox Data Tools engineering team, and my name is Jenny, and nice to meet you all. Thank you.
Welcome, Jenny. I think that's it for all of our interns in Toronto. Welcome. You're going to have a great summer working on some really exciting things. With that, we come back to Mountain View, where we have 31 new Mozillians attending onboarding this week, and Brianna here to introduce them. Not individually.
Not individually. There are 31 people floating around Mountain View this week. Say hi, introduce yourself. They're all attending cultural onboarding, so most of them have been around for a few months, but you may not have met them face to face, so this is your opportunity.
Thank you. I hope you all have a great cultural onboarding this week. I hope everyone else has a great week. We'll see you at the same time, same place next Monday. Until then, keep on rocking the free web.